Hello, guys. Hi, everyone. Welcome in if you're new. Welcome back if you've been here before. I am Lisa, and this is North Star Energy Healing. Oh, I forgot that I had moved some of my things out of there. My husband and I have been working on he has been working on some miniature paintings for a craft fair that we're doing in October. And I had borrowed those easels from his kit, from his little painting, these little things, these little mini canvases. Whoops. And so now I don't have three up there, I have one. But if I need to use those other two, I will. Anyway, so today is Monday, September 2nd. And this is going to be the new moon in Virgo. I know this is kind of late to post, but somebody may get it. But we will be in the energies of the new moon for a couple of days. We've already been in that energy. This is the energy of Virgo, getting organized with your thoughts, with your manifestations, with everything that's going on. And I know that this weekend has sort of been like that for us. The weekend has gone by so quickly. I was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today. 4 days goes by like that when you have a lot of things to do. So Friday, I pretty much did a lot of running around, and then I had a healing session with my friend. And then Saturday, I went to a workshop called, what was it called? Ancient Wisdom. I can't remember the name of it right now. Sorry. Ancient Wisdom with Horses was basically the premise, and it was 3 hours on a horse farm. Basically, we were walking around with the horses. A couple of horses, 3 different horses came up to me and put their heads right against my belly, their foreheads, which is something that a horse that I used to be very close to at a horse rescue farm I worked at used to do to me. And so that felt really special, but it was really good to just have 3 hours to spend on myself, which I don't often do, and my guides want me to do. It wasn't quite what I expected, but it was really nice. It was very good. The property was beautiful. There was a nice wind blowing. The sun was out, but not blazing. There were a few clouds in the sky, so it was really a gorgeous day. It was a nice day for me to connect and do some meditation and just be there. Just be, instead of doing my list of things to do. And so that was Saturday. And then Sunday we went to America's Stonehenge, which is in Salem, New Hampshire, which is where I got this drum. That's why it's sitting there. I was just going to show it to you. Right before I opened up to do this message, I did a little drumming with my meditation for this new moon message. And we may go beyond the new moon. There's also a full moon in Pisces on September 17th. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I may do a short one for the new moon and then do kind of a longer one for September energies. We'll see how it pans out. You already know because you've seen the title, but I don't know what my guides are going to have in store. So Sunday we went to Salem, New Hampshire, went to America's Stonehenge. You can look that up. You can Google it. It's pretty interesting. It was a lot of fun. And that's where I got some more stones. You know me and stones. So I got, these are called picture jasper, which is kind of funny because the rainforest jasper is the one that I see more pictures in. Sometimes it's hard for this camera to focus on these small things that I'm holding up. Yeah, it's not gonna, it reminded me kind of a yurt or a teepee because it's got that white on the top and then it's got these white lines through it. And then this one I like just because of the striations and the stone. It's really quite beautiful. This side of it, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, reminded me of angel wings. It's kind of got a heart shape there. So I loved it. It almost looks like angel wings, but it could also be a bird. I love, just getting things like that. And those have been out in the sun. And then I tried to look at their guide to see what these stones were that I was picking. Because when I go to a place like that, there's a big bin, like a wooden bin, and I put my hands right in there and I just feel around. I feel for what is the stone that speaks to me, or what is the stone that I want. This is almost kind of a heart shape too, a little bit. Could be that way or this way, right? Look at that. But I'm not sure what that is. And this one was the first one that I saw, which I don't know what it was that drew me in for this one, but just the different colors of green and the different speckles and the different designs in it I liked. And then this is a bit smoother, and it's kind of blue and gray. It reminds me of maybe a cloudy sky or the ocean. So I really like those. And I haven't used this little dish yet. I got this where I got my cards when I went to that sale a few weeks ago, and I thought this would be a good time to bring it out because it has a moon on it. So I thought, oh, new moon, good time to bring it out. This was made in Peru, and it's pottery. So very pretty, I thought. Very fitting to use for this reading. All right, so let me put these stones to the side for right now. Just wanted to show you those. And then this drum, which is pretty interesting. I mean, it's not deer skin or anything like that, but it is, it's wood and it's held together. I can hold it in the back. It's pretty sturdy. And the middle is a little bit more kind of fine, it doesn't go on as long. The resonance isn't as good. But the outside is where, it has that really pleasant sound that I like. So anyway, that's just a little bit of information. If not that any of you really care what I've been doing, but I thought I would share with you. I'd love to hear what you did over this long weekend, if you had a long weekend. It's been beautiful weather here. Yesterday was pretty hot, but today the sun has been out. But again, just breezy, beautiful, just that beautiful fall weather coming in, which I love. All right, so new moon in Virgo tonight, and then we have a full moon in Pisces, a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 17th. The 17th of September is going to bring in a lot of emotions. You may be more sensitive at that time. And then September 22nd is the kickoff of Libra season. Balance, right? So September 2nd is Virgo, getting organized. September 17th, the full moon in Pisces lunar eclipse, emotional, sensitivity, things like that. And then September 22nd, bringing up Libra season, which is the beginning of the balance. Venus also enters Scorpio, so expect some passion here around the end of September. So that's what we have going on. So, okay, guides, what would you like me to do? Oh, I'm burning I got some Palo Santo candles, which I thought were really cool. Little smudgy. So they have Palo Santo in them, so you can just burn them for the effect of the cleansing, right? And this little candle holder I also got at the sale, the same place where I got my cards. I know you can't see it really well, and is it too hot for me to pick up? Not really. But isn't that pretty? It reminds me of fall for sure. I just love that. And I haven't burned a candle during a reading for quite some time, so I thought, well, why not? This is a good time to do it. Okay, we'll see how that bowl might come into play later. Oh, pine cone, pineal gland, okay? So the pine cone is the shape of our pineal gland, and this would be a good way of opening up that third eye, right? So let's just leave that there as a reminder. Sorry, I'm all over the place because I wasn't. So what happened was I was saying to my husband a few minutes ago, gosh, I really need to get a reading up, but we've been so busy all weekend. And he said, well, go ahead and do it now. And I said, well, what about dinner? He said, we can eat late. Isn't he a sweetie? Yeah. So he doesn't mind waiting for his dinner. Okay, Spirit, what do you want me to start with? Okay, Earth Magic. Good. Nice. I don't really have any moon decks, so to speak. Maybe that, because I'm not drawn to the Moonology deck, really. So I don't really have any moon decks. I have to think about that. Yeah, nothing. I mean, I have the Starry Beginnings, but that has a lot of stars in it, but not necessarily moons. but I go with what my guides tell me. I was prompted to use the Merlin spray for this reading, and I hope you're all doing well. I'd love to hear where you are. I just did open up a Facebook page for North Star Energy Healing LLC. Oh, that was the other announcement. Woohoo! My LLC finally came through. So I got the paperwork. I got an email a couple days ago saying that it had been processed. And then in the mail, I got my official LLC paperwork, and it said this was filed as of date May 20th. Well, that was when they received my paperwork. I didn't realize they were going to backdate it once they finally cashed the check and did the whole thing. So my LLC was backdated to begin on May 20th. So fantastic and amazing. I'm really happy about that. So this pretty soon I'm going to be putting up the prices, the regular prices of my readings. I've been doing one-to-one readings, $33 for an hour. I've done quite a few of those, 6, 7, 8, 9. That I have done over the past month or so since I started offering it, maybe 2 months. So if you'd like to have one of those, please do reach out. Send me an email. Also, my phone number is on my Facebook page, so if you'd like to get more information, you can go to my Facebook page, North Star Energy Healing LLC, and get some information there. I would love, love, love to do a reading for anyone who's interested in having a one-to-one. I absolutely love what I do. This part of what I do. I don't love the fact that I have to go back to, work tomorrow to my job that I have to get my health insurance through. I would rather be doing this every day. Yes, I would. Okay, Spirit. What do we have? Merlin, the Spirit's guides. Talking about the new moon. Okay. Oh, ancestors, generations. Wow. Nice card to get. These moons. I see hands. I see a serpent. And we'll have to get the book out and see what it says about that. New moon. New moon. New moon. Okay. Ancestors. This is page 17. That's an 8. That's mastery. Ancestors, generations. Some kind of a glare there. Ancestors are those from whom we are descended, with a lineage that starts with our parents and grandparents and stretches back hundreds and even thousands of years. We carry our ancestors' bloodline and are connected to them both genetically and spiritually, in an underlying continuity of which we may only barely be aware. So true, guys. We're connected way, way back. Although environment and circumstance contribute to shaping us, particularly when we're young, an innate thread of kinship exists that has run the course of history for thousands of years and is contained in our bodies and in our being. You have within you the blood of your ancestors. You are deeply connected to your lineage, the most immediate proof of that being the physical resemblance you have to your mother and father, and perhaps even your grandparents. True, true. Yet beyond that, although unknown to your usual senses, you are connected to an ancestry that reaches back through the millennia. This is the time to call upon those ancestors, those who are of your bloodline, as well as those ancient ones who have walked the land that you now walk. Whoops, I was all askew with the card. So, as I was reading that, the vision or the visual that they were giving me was like a full moon with some, females kind of out in the moonlight, just dancing around. I mean, I don't know where the visual came from, but that's what they were showing me, just like honoring the moon, the new moon, the full moon coming up on the 17th, honoring your ancestors, mother, grandmother, all of your female lineage, And this is true for men too, because you wouldn't be here if you didn't have a mother. So just honoring that lineage of your feminine ancestry, I would say, is, and the moon is a very feminine energy. So yeah, that's kind of the overview here. Ancestors, generations, and what we feel and what we honor. We are who we are because of our bloodline, because of, that's that nature versus nurture. Yes, some of it, as the book said, is from our environment and how we are nurtured, but some of it is from our genetic nature, our bloodline, so to speak. So yeah, I find that very interesting. And I was very, very close to my grandmother. I do remember my great grandmother, but she passed away when I was really young. So I don't remember a lot about her, but I do remember her. She was quite a beautiful woman. She had long, beautiful white hair for many of my years. And then when she went into a nursing home, they cut her hair. And I remember how upset she was. I think my mom only took me to see her in that nursing home one time because I became upset because she was crying about her hair. And I have gotten messages when my hair has been really long. It's not super long right now, but when it was, I knew that she loved my hair. I would get these feelings about my great grandmother around my hair. I know, hopefully you don't think that sounds weird, but I would always be saying, yes, Grammy, I know you love my hair. Anyway, so we have those connections. So even though I don't even remember how old I think I was only like 5 or 6 when she passed away. But I still have those memories and those connections with her. So, yeah. Great Grammy Peters. Very gentle, kind soul. She had been a very hard worker. I mean, I know the history. I have our family tree, going way, way back. And so, yeah, she was a hard worker when she was young. I think she was what they would call a domestic. So she worked in somebody's home. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't feel like anything else. This is the Angel Wisdom Tarot that I'm pulling from right now. Seems like there's only 2 cards that want to come out. 3 of Fire. Planning for the long term. Abundance from past choices. Pride in the success of your labors. Be patient as you decide what's next. Wow, beautiful card. 3 of Fire. Oh, come on, camera. Usually does a way better job of... There we go. So planning for the long term is kind of what I was saying, like for this Virgo new moon, is getting your intentions set, knowing what you want, setting that in motion, right? 3, creation, collaboration. Yeah. 3 of Fire, 3 of Wands. Beautiful card. With the ship in the air, there is a full moon in the card. Thank you, Spirit. And she kind of has a wand in her hand and then a couple of wands around her. 3 of Wands can also indicate, choice. Whoops, it says abundance from past choices. But this can also be a choice card. Is she going to stay on the dock or jump on that ship, right? So, yeah, that can be part of that. And we'll go over all of this as we go through it. Okay, the One of Air, which would be the Ace of Swords. Brilliant ideas that may need refinement. Overcoming obstacles with faith that everything will work out. Communicate clearly and concisely and remain objective. And I love this card. This card reminds me, there it goes. This card reminds me of the Sword in the Stone, right? Excalibur, the person who can pull it out. And look at that blue butterfly on his shoulder. Brilliant ideas that may need refinement. So some of you may have some ideas and you may need to think about them a little more closely, before you set your intention. So that could be one of the messages here, is your ideas may need some refinement. Thinking about your past choices, right? Plan for the long term, but think about what you've done up to this point, is what I'm hearing. What have you done up to now? Does anything need to be adjusted, refined before you set the next 28 days in motion? What needs to be refined? What needs to be reset, right? Okay. They're pointing me towards the King Arthur deck. That's what I call it. It's Red Dragon, Pendragon deck. So let's see. What is this new moon bringing in? I guess this is just going to be a new moon reading. Yeah, what's this bringing in for us? Oh my gosh. Strength card. First card out. Inner strength. Okay, so, you know, some of us may need to call on our inner strength when we're going through setting our intentions, and seeing what we're feeling. What do we want for the long haul? You know, I mean, for me, it's obviously it's growing this business and getting off the plateau that I've been on. Okay, that came out upside down, so we're going to leave it. I don't think I've checked this deck a couple times because sometimes randomly something comes out upside down. And every time I check it, there is nothing in there upside down. And that definitely was upside down when it came out, so I don't know. But we will see, right? We'll see. Okay. Oh my gosh. No, that was me. Thank you. I'm sitting kind of in the kitty corner to where I'm shuffling and in kind of a weird position here. Okay, Spirit, what else do you have for us? What else do you have for us for this new moon in Virgo? What do we need to remember this new moon and over the next couple of days? So I would say they're giving me, so this new moon on the 2nd, these energies that we're pulling now are probably going to last, you know, for the next week or so. And then we'll be heading into the full moon energies. So, what was, oh yeah, Pisces. Sorry, I was just trying to remind myself what was the full moon coming up. I just have not been able to get full readings for particular signs. I was guided, wow, that flew out. I was guided to do a reading for Virgo, so just don't be upset. I do what my guides, you know, lead me to do. I am a channel for them to get the message out that needs to get out, and obviously that was a message that needed to get out, okay? So, we will see. New moon in Virgo, getting organized. They keep, that's what I keep hearing. Getting organized, getting ready for the next phase. Okay, so some of you may be getting ready for another phase, something that's going to be changing up, and that can definitely happen in new moon season. Or in new moon season. All right, so the first card out was strength. The second card out is the Queen of Pentacles. Good, financial. The third card out upside down was the Star. That's telling me when the Star is reversed, it means you're worried about stuff. And then we have the Queen of Cups. The Six of Wands, celebration. And the Three of Cups, another celebration card. Well, this is really good for now and up to the next week, I would say, in these energies. But these things, you need to be open and listening and tuning in. You know, to get the full effect of these moons and what goes on, you really need to set your intention. You really need to tune in. You really need to give yourself a little bit of time to meditate or just be in quiet contemplation. You don't have to do a guided meditation or anything, you know, like that. You can just be in some quiet. Sometimes when I'm driving to work, I have about a 25-minute drive. I don't listen to the radio or anything. I just am in quiet. I kind of communicate with my guides sometimes. You know, I may pray. I may, you know, just to have some quiet. All right. So, ancestral connection, right? Your ancestors, okay? we're talking sort of, they're giving me more of a feminine female ancestor vibe with this new moon one than they are male ancestors. So I'll just say that. And then we had the Three of Fire or Three of Wands, right? Planning for the long term, abundance from past choices, pride in your success, okay? And then we had that one or Ace of Air, Ace of Swords energy with something new, but something may need to be refined, right? Overcoming the obstacles with faith that everything will work out. And right under that was that reverse star. I can't help but notice that that is right under there. So some of you may be having some trouble with believing that things are going to work out. You know, I have to confess, sometimes I feel that way. Sometimes I feel like, am I doing the right thing? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is everything, you know, or should I or shouldn't I be doing this, or putting the time in, or putting the money into what I'm doing? Anyway, so I understand that. But strength, this is inner strength, right? You have the inner strength to conquer what you need to conquer, also to step back when you need to step back. That's what inner strength is about. Sometimes you need to have restraint. You need to know when is the time to go boldly forward and when is the time to kind of rein things in and observe and kind of take it slow. The Queen of Pentacles. Wow. I mean, she is an abundant queen. This is abundance all over the place. She has worked very hard for what she has. This queen also is kind of a more solitary queen. She has sacrificed for where she has gotten, everything that she's created, but she's okay with it. She's okay with herself. She doesn't need to have someone else there. This queen is okay because of all the beauty and abundance that she's created. She's fine with it. And then we have the Star card. Branwen in the deck is the character from this that they use. Wow, I just noticed that they have something that looks sort of like Stonehenge in the background. Remember how I said I just went to America's Stonehenge? I love that spirit. But this was upside down. So when it's right side up, she has hope and renewal, and she's trusting, and she knows that everything is going to be okay. When it's reversed, it's the opposite. It's having fear about if everything is going to turn out okay and if there's going to be more where that came from. So that goes right along with this one of air. Overcoming the obstacles with faith that everything will work out, right? Communicate clearly and concisely. That's what they were saying here. You need to know what you want to put your intentions out, right? And then in the next row, we have the Queen of Cups. This is a much more social queen because she's the queen of love and nurturing, right? She's there to help. This can represent water signs. The Queen of Pentacles would be earth signs. So this is the water signs queen, and she is very comfortable there on her throne. Looks very much softer with the pink, around. She's holding her cup. And she's ready to give, right? She's ready to give what needs to be given. She's there to support you, okay? So some of you may have a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and this may be her. Or whatever it is that the feminine energy around you, that is, I just noticed lots of feminine cards. This is a male card, that is, okay. Female, female, female. Females. But whoever it is around you that sort of is your nurturer, the person who buoys you up when you need it, the person who gives you a hug when you need it, the person who gives you that pep talk, this is her, okay? So you may need to call on her. Maybe you are lonely. Maybe you have created what you've created and you're like, well, it's lonely here. I need to maybe stop working so much and get reacquainted with my friends, get back in touch, all right? But you also don't want to get into that mentality of worry. Okay. Queen of Cups. And the next one is the Six of Wands. This is you being celebrated. See how he's on his horse there and he's got his staff with the the laurel ring, and there are the wands all behind him. Typically, this card is shown with people that are around and celebrating. Sixes are harmony. So there is some sort of a celebration coming up. All right, so set your intentions, right? Get out of that worry, set your intentions, have a goal, practice your inner strength, right? Or know when to go forward. Queen of Pentacles, abundance, abundance, abundance. This clearly says it, right? Not worrying about your abundance or not. Sometimes when we get abundance or we have success, we worry so much about it that we lose it. Okay, so we don't want to do that. We just want to appreciate it. Picture our bank accounts being full, our wallets being full. Frances Scovel Shinn, that's one of the mantras that she has in her book. And then a celebration. This is a little bit smaller than the Chariot, but it is a celebration nonetheless. And then the Three of Cups. This is pure feminine celebration. You see there's 3 women there with 3 cups and the full moon there. Could be a new moon, I guess, but it's showing us a moon, okay? So new moon, or perhaps gliding. Why are they giving me that wording? Gliding from the new moon to the full moon will be this celebration with your female friends. 3s, creation, collaboration. This is the second 3. You also had a 3 here with the 3 of Wands. 3s, 6s, 1s, new beginnings. So, I mean, this all seems fantastic for a moon reading. I guess I might call it a moon reading because I feel like this is the energy that's sort of the lift off going towards this new moon in Virgo, sort of lifting us off into that full moon in Pisces with the cups, right? Emotion, love. Okay, Spirit, where would you like us to go now? Where would you like us to go? More Avalon. I don't know. Well, Wisdom of Avalon. This is not really a tarot deck, but this is the Wisdom of Avalon, and it's oracle cards mostly. So there's something around this theme about King Arthur, knights, queens, round table. I don't know. That's what they're, well, I did use the Merlin spray. So there's something about we're being drawn to, or I'm being drawn by my guides to these types of decks right now. Okay, so this is kind of, like I said, this is kind of like the new moon energy right here. So let's do some full moon energy. So as we're going into the full moon, sorry, let's put this, as we're going in from the new moon into the full moon, what are those energies? Sorry, I'll try to, so new moon energies here, right? So now we're going to do full moon energies, and they're saying the ancestor card is the overview for this new moon into full moon energy. So full moon, Pisces, nurturing. And we did get some of that here with those cups cards. But Virgos, because they tend to be perfectionists, can lean towards that kind of worry, right? And we really don't want to have that if we can help it. Okay. All right. So what do we have regarding the full moon on the 17th? I guess this has turned into a moon reading. That's okay. I follow what my guides tell me to do. All right. So from the Avalon deck, what do we have? What do you have for us regarding the full moon? Full moon, September 17th, Pisces, nurturing, love, caretaking, self-care. Moon energies are so powerful, and I just find it funny the people that laugh about that and don't think it means anything. It definitely does. If you're really in tune with your body, your soul, your spirit, your meditations, you can really feel the shifts during those moon energies. And I have to confess, sometimes I don't pay attention. I get so busy with life and work and to-do lists and housework and, things like that, that I'm not paying attention. Ooh, the High Priestess. I love it. These are oracle cards. Like, they do have some cards that are tarot cards, but mostly they have to do with the, the King Arthur, things that would have been around in that time, I guess I should say. All right. That full moon, September 17th. What do you have for us from this Avalon deck? I feel more cards. Yeah, okay, I knew it. The spider. Ugh, I've been seeing a lot of spiders lately. I don't know why. Oh, you know what I forgot to tell you guys? When we were driving home from New Hampshire yesterday, a bobcat ran across the road right in front of us. He loped right across the road. I was like, what the heck? Was that real? I mean, I myself couldn't even believe it. I was just like, this is nuts. Why would this be happening? But there have been, up here in Maine, and in the area that I live in, there have been a lot of people posting. There have been a lot of wildlife sightings this summer. Bears, bobcats. I think there was even a lynx. Just lots of different things that people have been seeing. Foxes is another one. And we saw that bobcat. So I did look it up in the book, and I can't remember it. I think it said, be aware of, maybe of deception, something like that. So hopefully we're not going to have any issues. But it definitely, it was other stuff too, but that's the only part I can fully remember right now. Okay, so full moon, Avalon deck. What do you have for us? Do you have a couple more cards? Is that it? Whoops, Lisa, hang on to it. Okay, there we go. Oh no, Wealth came out first, then Lady of the Lake. Wow, more feminine energy. High Priestess, Lady of the Lake. Beautiful. Okay, let me get the... What is this called again? Wisdom of... I'm sorry. I'm looking for the book. Here it is. Just in case. Oh gosh, I've just knocked everything off over there. Just in case there are some other... All right, so the new moon, the energies overall, the ancestors is still prevalent, as well as the 3 of fire and the 1 of air. The planning, right, and the looking your ideas over a little bit better, those are still in effect. Oh gosh. All right. You gotta rearrange everything. I didn't know how many cards they were gonna give me for that. I'm sorry, guys. I should have just paused it. The little pussy willow's getting in the way there. Can we still see those? Yes, we can. Okay. High Priestess. The spider. Forgiveness. The owl. Wealth. And the Lady of the Lake. Okay, let's see if I need the book. So the High Priestess, discernment, prescience, prophecy, and vision. Okay, and she has a bowl in front of her. Maybe it looks like she is putting herbs into it, mixing something up. There is an angel down in this corner. There is a raven here. And then she's got the herbs there in her hand that she's getting ready to put in. So the High Priestess is connecting with your intuition. We already talked about that. So I love that this card came out. So when we are transitioning from this new moon over the next couple weeks into the full moon, really tune in. This is the message, like the hitting you with the 2x4 message of, okay, you need to tune in. You need to meditate, right? To take advantage of the energies of these moons, you have to tune in. The spider, creative projects. Yeah, I remember, I don't like looking at spiders, but spiders are very creative. Think about how they weave their webs and how beautiful they are and how much work they put into them, right? This is a number 15. I didn't even notice. High Priestess is a 2. That's balance and choice. 15 is a 6. That's harmony. Forgiveness. This is a 49, which is a 13, which is a 4. This is a bunch of mushrooms in a field, and it just says forgiveness. So, forgiving yourself, maybe, is what I'm hearing. A lot of us are very hard on ourselves, especially those of us who always feel like we need to do more. I should have done more. I should have said this. I should have gone here, done that. And I have that. That is part of something that I need to work on, is forgiving myself, but also forgiving others, right? Forgiving others. Forgiveness is a gift that you give yourself, really. And then the owl, deception and wisdom. So this can go either way, right? An owl can be a symbol of wisdom for sure. But in this deck, apparently it means deception as well. This is a 13, which is a 4. Another 4. So there's a couple 4s. And then wealth. Beautiful card. Wealth. This is a 34, which is a 7, which is reflection. Look how those vines are covering those trees. Yeah, I definitely think we're going to have to get into a little bit more into these messages. Lady of the Lake. Absolute truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility. So this began with the High Priestess. Discernment, prophecy, vision. It ends with the Lady of the Lake. Truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility. Yeah. So, feminine energy at its best. There's lots of purple in these cards as well. All right. So, I had some markers in here for some reason. Yeah, so the High Priestess reminds you of the feminine principle of receptivity, gathering power by receiving information and waiting for others to act first. So the High Priest, that goes right in with some of the messages that we had up here, right? Where, I can't even remember. What was it? Receiving information and waiting for others to act first. Maybe we didn't have that. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. But getting things in order, maybe. Maybe I just heard it in my head. Allow the world to show you its intentions. The goddess blesses and protects you when the High Priestess of Avalon appears on your path. So this is great blessing, right? Great blessing. Okay, and then the spider. I love that they're in here numbered that way. The spider signals it's time to be aware of your responsibility for the creations in your life. Aha! Yes. So remember in the beginning how my guides gave me to tell you to take full advantage of these moon cycles, you have to be tuned in. You have to give yourself the chance to tune in, set your intentions. You have to do it. You can't just say, oh, it's going to be a full moon, everything's going to be peachy. Well, if you want to gain the full effects, you have to tune in and put a little work into it, right? Maybe you need to rethink an issue or apply your inner artist to find a solution. We already had that message with this. Remember? Some of your ideas need refinement. And now the spider is also telling you things you may need to revisit and rethink them, right? And the 7s that you have are reflection. If you're unhappy with anything, ask yourself, how can I create a better, more productive, loving experience for myself and others? Okay, great. And then forgiveness was 49. Remember, this is leading up to the full moon. This is kind of more the full moon in Pisces with that nurturing, loving, emotional part. This was kind of the new moon, okay? Drawing this marker says that you must now search your heart for any unresolved resentment, anger, or disagreements between you and another. If you're still hurt or angry about another's behavior, or if there are circumstances in your life that you resent, this is a time when it's crucial to release the negative energy surrounding those situations. Yes. New moon and full moon, both good times. New moon really for setting intentions, and maybe you can just set the intention that by the full moon you are going to release that. And then on the full moon, releasing the old and calling in the new, right? Okay. Look at the world and see how the lack of forgiveness feeds the turmoil and suffering around you. Forgiveness is the key to freedom and peace, and it starts with you. It starts with you, right? It starts with me, you, all of us. Forgiveness, very much a key to peace. All right, and the owl, number 13. This one, I haven't heard the owl being said as anything to do with deception. But, yeah, okay. The owl lends you eyes that you need in order to see in the dark around you. The owl can cut through the shadows to illuminate the real truth. Okay, so your truth or seeing through someone else. The owl reminds you to be honest with yourself. Remember I had said that. Said that, being honest and truthful with yourself. Snap out of any lies or denial inside you. Lying to yourself is the way that you'll remain lost in a prison of your own making. The owl appears to ask you to seek the truth in the darkest places within yourself. This will set you free and restore you to wellness. Restore you to wellness. Yeah. And I had mentioned about forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself if any of these apply, right? Forgiveness is really important, to forgive ourselves as well as others. And with the owl, if you haven't been truthful or you've been in denial about something, forgive yourself for that. It's okay, right? It's okay. All right, 34, wealth. This is the one with the trees and the vines. Really interesting card. This is the marker of abundance and success, like your Queen of Pentacles that you had up here, right? And the achievement of a goal, which also you had with that Six of Wands. That's achieving a goal. It can refer to real riches and tangible results such as money or possessions, but it can also portend a time of emotional satisfaction. Okay, and that Pisces full moon is going to bring up emotions, so be ready for that. It's always a reminder that all things can be attained. Know that wealth includes sharing, for this card is also a reminder to give something away to help another. Oh, I love that. Be it money, time, or anything of value. Sharing will always ensure the flow of wealth. This marker is a very fortunate omen. Okay, guys, that the full moon, share something. Okay, we should all just say, yes, we're going to share some of our time, some of our wisdom, even money. You may be able to give something to a charity, or, I don't know, buy somebody a coffee. I know if I'm in line at Dunkin' and somebody ahead of me pays for my coffee, it just makes my day. It makes me feel so good. And then I want to do it for the person behind me. And hopefully spreading the wealth and sharing just attracts more of it to you. I know that it sounds like I'm being selfish by saying that, but it's not that. The intention has to be the right thing too. I mean, if you just went out and said, well, if I buy him a coffee, then somebody's going to do it for me. That isn't a good reason to do it, right? You have to have the right intention. Lady of the Lake is a number 8. We started this tarot whole thing off with 8 strength. It ended with 8 strength. The entire thing. Okay, well, 8, Lady of the Lake, excuse me. And then, what did we say? It also, this part of the reading started off with the feminine energy of the High Priestess and ended with the Lady of the Lake. I just think there are never any mistakes, right? Okay. Lady of the Lake, 8. Absolute truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility. The Lady of the Lake represents the highest order of respect for yourself and the manner in which you operate within the world around you. Have integrity, is what I'm hearing. She is the harsher element of truth, where denial is swept away by a tidal wave of events. This is not the time to second guess. If a signal appears, be assured that a challenge has been presented. Moving forward without acknowledgement of the challenge will result in unnecessary difficulties. Okay, so you could have a challenge presented to you, which you can overcome using all of these things that we've discussed. It could be a challenge of forgiveness. It could be a challenge of somebody not being honest with you. It could be a challenge of creation. It could be a challenge of giving something away. But definitely with this full moon coming up, these energies leading from now, September 2nd through September 17th, the full moon, some of us may be presented with a challenge. And remember, this is a general reading, so everything isn't going to resonate, right? Seek the sword of truth within yourself, and great success will be yours. Have courage, for when the lady appears, the strength of Avalon is behind you, in support of your quest for wholeness and abundance. The strength of Avalon, right? The strength of Avalon. I just can't believe how Spirit can tie all of these things together. It always amazes me every single time. I'm just always blown away by this. All right, Magical Times, Oracle cards. So, guys, it looks like this is going to be a great time of introspection as well as setting intentions, right? Let's not forget these. I know they're hidden right now. The planning, right? The honesty, right? Refining something that you are going, whatever intention you're going to put out may need some refinement. So if you don't see this exactly on September 2nd, that's okay. You can still refine what you put out, okay? It's not like you missed it. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, the new moon was last night and I have some more things I want to add, or I want to change it just a little bit, or this is, you know, it's fine. You put your intentions out, you meditate, you burn a candle, you light some wish paper, you know, do whatever. I mean, obviously the new moon energies will be around for a couple days, just like I said. So, Magical Times. What do you have for this moon reading, right? New moon. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping them. Sorry. New moon into full moon. What's the message from the Magical Times Oracle by Jody Bergsma? What is the message? Oh my gosh, my husband must be starving. That's all right. We're getting ready to wrap this up. So, but I'm glad I'm getting something out there for you guys. I really feel bad when I'm gone for 2 or 3 days without posting anything. I'm really trying my best. Partnership. Yeah, we can't forget. Remember the celebration card, the feminine celebration card that we had, and not losing hope, right? Don't lose hope. Everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be okay. Creativity was a big part of this reading. Ancestors. The Queen of Abundance, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Love and Nurturing, okay? Big, big feminine energy right now over these next couple of weeks is what I'm feeling. Okay, they don't want anything else out of that deck. I guess partnership was the one. Learn to grow with others. Overcome obstacles by working together. Touch each other's hearts while life lasts. Yeah. So I get a couple things with this. We already had one card talking about overcoming obstacles, right? It was this card. So you have two messages about overcoming obstacles, and also the Lady of the Lake, right? Telling you that you can do it. You have the High Priestess to call on, okay? So overcoming obstacles is another theme going through from moon to moon. Learning to grow with others. This is your friends here, your friends circle, whoever that is that buoys you up, that helps you, right? And touch each other's hearts while life lasts. This is reminding me of that ancestor card. You know, if your grandparents are still alive and walking this earth, it'd be a great time to have a chat, give them a hug, ask them for their advice, some wisdom that they can pass on to you, right? And also, if they have crossed over, you can still meditate and talk to them. Just because they've crossed over doesn't mean they can't hear you. Trust me, they can. Okay, and then we're going to end with an animal oracle card. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope it's given you some insight. It definitely went in a place where I didn't think it was going to go. I thought I was just doing a new moon reading, and it turned into a moon to moon reading. New moon to full moon. Virgo to Pisces. Libra season coming up after that, where things are going to get balanced out. Things are going to get balanced out. Okay. All right, Justin Landau. What's the animal oracle card that would be best for this new moon, full moon reading today? What is the best animal oracle card? Guys, I just love you all so much, and I thank you for viewing my channel. Thank you for tuning in and listening to me and my guides. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. They really appreciate it. We wouldn't be getting any messages out to anyone if we didn't have people viewing the channel. Please do like the video, share it, give me a comment, thumbs up. We always love that. And I do answer every comment, acknowledge. I mean, sometimes the comment doesn't need an answer, but I always acknowledge it. Ooh, dragon power. You know I'm going to love that. Dragons, Avalon. All right, first card out is Squirrel. Always prepared. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future, and life will give you all you need. Planning. Remember, we had that planning. That's here. Again, Spirit ties in these messages so wonderfully. Planning, okay? And life will give you all you need. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles, right? Wealth. You've got all that there. I love it. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. I'm trying to make it so you can see these without covering stuff up. Okay. Dragon, supernatural. Look at that. You are the ancient wise sage. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. So sometimes people get a little like shapeshift. What does that mean when I'm done reading? Well, they're not talking about turning into something else. What they're talking about is really shape-shifting anything in your life, like your point of view. Or you could change up something about you, your hair, the way you dress, the way you think, your point of view. I'm trying to give you, examples, Spirit. So shape-shifting for a human being that probably doesn't have those powers to physically shapeshift into something else. Oh, thank you. They're saying take on the qualities of those noble animals, like the elk, right? The dragon, right? The owl. So you can look at the characteristics of an animal and you can embody those characteristics in your earth life. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Amazing. All right, guys. I hope this has helped. I hope you're doing fantastic. Please celebrate your female ancestors. Please celebrate from moon to moon. Please don't forget to put out your intentions tonight or tomorrow or in the next couple of days. And then be ready for that full moon in Pisces with all of that loving, nurturing energy, emotions coming in. Peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.